Okay, I think this is going to work. We'll see. All right, yeah, so the image is up. Yeah, hoo-hoo, it worked. All right, so I've had to switch to just running through OBS. And I've spent a good hour now trying to figure out how to link up my old phone, this is him, to the OBS system that I'm using. The problem is I can't even get this stupid thing to put on the correct camera, so it's a little bit frustrating. But here we go. Anyhow, with the OBS, it leads me to have all kinds of additional capabilities. Hiya, Chris, welcome aboard. Which is great, but at the same time, those things, those different abilities that it presents, is challenging to get set up. And so, because I haven't had them set up for X amount of time, it's driving me crazy. So hopefully you can hear me. And there's a delay on when it shows up on YouTube. So bear with me, folks. We're doing our best. And we'll see that that gets us. This page looks totally different to the originals. I mean, the colors. So the backgrounds in the sky, I added an overlay. That's the only thing that's different, is that the texture stuff that I wanted to pick up with the brushwork in the sky didn't pick up. So instead I threw down, oh, thank you. Hi, Linda. Hiya, Tim. So the page colors in the sky above the scene, where it says, we're all of us heading somewhere, that is an overlay. A thin little tissue paper like drop on top. So yeah, so that's that. And there we go. We've got things happening now, and we're able to do the same sorts of things that we do here as we do on the StreamYard. But maybe this is still the better option, because I feel like the color is better and the screen's clearer, and I'm a happy monkey. So here's the overhead, and there's I question whether or not there's a benefit with the, excuse my reaching, with the overhead to turn the lights off, if it makes it brighter or not. Nope. So that was a mistake. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I'm trying to improve upon it to make it more beneficial all around to work this way. Maybe if I kick that off, it's brighter. It doesn't make any difference at all, does it? One last chance. So I was going to try to do a studio tour today. And with said studio tour, I was going to try to, walk through the working spaces and where I do what and things like that. And yeah, so I couldn't get the video camera set up yet. We're working on it. But in the meantime, we've got this set up to cook, so it doesn't seem so bad now. It's just so much clearer when I don't have this on. You can see the screen is just so much brighter. That's all. So if we're going to do stuff digitally, this kicks. But in the meantime, I'm going to put on Meatball Cam. That's what I call it. Yeah, see, that's not working. Okay, so let's just check on my video thing one more time. And I mean, if I want to take a picture of myself, this will work. If it's just me walking around looking at me. So I'll get it sorted out for next time. It's just, for whatever reason, it's waiting for things to figure out. It'll get there. We'll get there. We're all in it together, folks. All right. So what have I got? I've got today's page posted, and I've got a great suggestion that came in on Facebook, and I'm always open for more suggestions. But the great suggestion that came in today is Canada, sisterly love in the Netherlands. So my wife's mother's a twin, and her twin lives in the Netherlands. You know, in the last year, they've been back and forth to visit each other. So I'm going to do a comic about that. But, you know, I'm going to source some images and make sure that I draw them nicely so that, you know, they look lovely. This is the marker page that we started. I haven't finished. I just thought I'd show some of the original stuff that's been going on. This is the blue color. This is a blue highlighter, blue pencil, and dark blue pencil. So that's a recent page. This is our page from yesterday. And yeah, so there's all kinds of spackle and stuff like that. See, if I can get the video camera working, then the detail quality and the light quality on the overhead is going to change dramatically. The challenge is getting the silly thing working. Now, these are other things that I had started and just never did anything with. So here's another page. This is half collage, half hand-drawn, and still parts coming together for this. So, you know, this is something I need to finish. Let's see what else we got. This is all the pages that I start and then I put aside. And it's literally just one little part of it that I have to finish. And yet I don't. So, yeah, I saw your note, Chris, that the blue people waiting, I added the real issue of being at the wrong line for hours. I thought that was hilarious. Yeah, that's exactly where my head was going. Is for him to look over there and they all go, hi, and then he'd realize he's in the wrong line. But one page. So here's another one. These are all just things that I start and do not, for whatever reason, follow through. This one's kind of funny. I don't know what my brain was thinking, but here's somebody falling off a cliff. I don't even know. And here's one more. Lady recounting an alien invasion, I guess. See, again, the problem with working on so many things and working too fast, you know, for my own brain, Jack, is that I don't know what I'm thinking half the time when I was doing stuff. This is just a penciled courtyard someplace. That is blue line. You can't really see it. I never finished it. This is our perspective drawing that we were doing together. Whoops, no sound. Back to sound. Okay. All right. Thanks, Chris. So I think I was pressing the camera. Here's another page drawn in red line that, again, never finished. Here's a dude. Just drew a dude. Having a coffee. It's a dude. And that's as far as that got. So that's, yeah, nothing else. This is all just blanks. And here's one that we'll just flip over and use this guy. Because he's got smudge on him. Sound went on and off. So maybe I hit it with my chin. Or maybe is this, okay, I hope it's better now. So there's our surface to work on. I'll move it up a little bit. That should be good and good. So, yeah. So there we go. Let me put up the... Yeah, now I can track my sound because I've got the other thing overlaid on the other screen. So let me just keep that up there. But thank you for letting me know. So I did something yesterday there. I'm going to turn my big goofy face off because who really needs to see this guy? So I went and reloaded my ink brushes. So this ink should be water fast, like it should, you know, once it dries, you can't monkey it up. So with that in mind, we're going to have some fun. And I'm going to shake it up a tad here, folks. Now I loaded the white one up too, and the white one is the same thing. So this is black. The direct light on it, maybe it's a bit bright. And if it is, I'll turn the one light off. See if this helps. Yeah, there you go, closer to the blackness. Now my hand's so too white. So So I reloaded this sucker too. And in the reloading, we've got a fully set brush here that is going to work for us on our surface, but at the same time, it's going to be able to take a little bit of abuse. Colors over top, other inks over top, things like that. So, just checking the sound again. Now I'm all neurotic. It's going to make sure that my brush isn't gummed up. It's all the technology, huh? Oh, yeah, exciting technology. Should be good there. That's a trick with this process, is that there we go. Yeah, okay, so it's letting me squeeze out pigment, so we are good to go now. So now I can use this thing to draw with. And so I'm going to do... What in the world is that, Corbin? Oh, sorry. Come on. I'm going to switch to this camera today. Hopefully you can hear me because I haven't covered it with Corbin. All right, say hi, buddy. How you doing, everybody? It's me, Corbin. Take a look at this crazy drawing business you're going to get up to. Right on. Okay, that's Corbin. You happy now? Drama queen. All right. So I think that we'll try a couple things. I'm going to see about testing something out. And I'm going to do that by trying to draw, by saying hi, buddy. I'm going to try to draw the falls. And I'm going to use this process to do it. So, with that in mind, yeah, I need more pigment to come out of this sucker. Maybe this paper's too absorbing. Maybe I need to switch to a different cardstock. Yeah, because this is a construction paper, and it seems to be sucking the moisture and everything right up. Whereas this is a cardstock, and it's much nicer. Okay. We can't even tell I switched papers there. Okay, we got something. This is sticking around. So, we're cooking with the gasolines now. This is very frustrating. Sorry, folks. Well, I'm already fed up with this. I'm having a day. I'm not going crazy about it either. What's up, chat? I'm lurking today. Paul's the lurker. The lurker. So the first thing I'm going to do is start playing with drawing in the falls here. And then we'll add some color and we'll put some white over top and so throw some mist down and things like that. So hopefully this will look like Niagara Falls. If you haven't had a chance to check out the falls, it's a cool one. And that's a lot of water. I don't know, maybe. I don't know. If the falls are your kick. Screen is perfectly square today. Is that just new, or am I just noticing? It's new. So I'm in OBS now. I jumped out of. I can also do this, Paul. Hi there. So. So now I'm starting off with the mist and stuff like that. I put the white down and I blur it out, and then I go through and start adding another layer on top. So this is a Sharpie, oil-based, I believe. Yeah, and so yeah, this will be permanently white for a while. So now I'm going to start going up here with this, with all the mist. There's a tour that goes on at the falls with the Maid of the Mist. That's what they call the boats. They go and drive underneath the falls, or right up to the edge of the falls, anyways. Is what so that you're completely soaked by the time you go on this trip. And if you had a stylish haircut that you didn't want to be ruined, don't go on the Maid of the Mist. And then the last time we were there with Lori's mom and her twin sister, where the surprise camera. Paul says that's creepy. No Sunday transmission from Michigan. I'm gonna have my daughter in town. Nice, buddy. Nice. That's exciting. It's always exciting. We've coincidentally, our youngest daughter will be in town as well. She lives in the big city of Toronto. There we go. Now I got a whole big blob of this to work with. Perfect. So she and her husband are coming down to spend the weekend with us. A little bit of board game action going on, and hopefully, there will be no cheating. Says the one who may well be responsible for it. All right, so it's, hopefully yours is coming from Cincinnati. That's where WKRP is. Which makes me think of a question. Lately, have you ever wondered whatever became of me? Take it away, Paul. Cincinnati, that's the kind of place that you can throw turkeys out of a helicopter for Thanksgiving, and nothing bad will happen. My son visits and we play Star Trek Risk. Nice. Chris's favorite technique is finger painting, which is basically what I'm doing. More like finger tattooing. So I'm going to put a little bit more down here in the mist department, and then we'll get some color going in here. The thing I like about this, and that it works so quickly, is that it really, the oil dries fast from the Sharpie markers. It really does, and it lets you get right down into making other kinds of messes. So we're going to put some pencil crayon over top of here. Paul's back to lurking. So we'll put some, just to start this situation here with some clouds in the sky. We'll come back to all this. We'll define this a little bit better as we go along, but I just want to give a sense of where above the falls looks. So there we go. That's good. Okay, so I'm going to come in with some pencil crayons, and then we'll come back over top of that with the, that needs more than pencil crayons. Okay, So I've got a couple of different kinds of pencil crayon here, and a bunch of different colors. And we've got this crazy modern technology called pencil sharpener. There's a really pretty blue that's in these Faber-Castell markers that I enjoy. So I was watching the Artcaster's 500th episode last night, hosted by Mr. Scott Circland, and Scott had called me up, or had messaged me, anyways, emailed me about doing the announcer thing for that. And then the closing announcer, which I've yet to hear, because I fell asleep. I fell asleep. Good Lord, somebody's old. I was just watching, and as I was just watching, I was leaning back in my chair. Mistake number one. And, yeah. So I had a great nap. But when I woke up, the thing was over. And the stream was over, and I'll try to watch it today, as I try to catch up on a number of the old broadcasts that I've been missing of late. But yeah, out cold at the desk. Lori upstairs, sleeping soundly in our room in our bed, and I'm down here snoring in an office chair. Good stuff. Oh, Chris says, glad you came out. Or Linda says, glad you came out for a bit, Paul. People love you, Paul. So this is, this color is called 706. These are made in Brazil. I just noticed this. There's another stamp up here that's embossed into it, but it's not filled with silver, so you can't see that these are made in Brazil. I mean, why not? Who's keeping the Brazilian people's pencil crayon production from being recognized? Monsters. So I'm coming in now, and I'm starting to fill in some of the spaces with a slightly lighter blue. And then we can get some more interesting details down in here too. Start to establish the waves and how they all move around together. I just thought it'd be fun to draw on the black today, so. So here's the next little section. So numerous people have died at the falls here, trying to go over the side of the falls in a barrel, or whatever high-tech drum or thing they're going to come up with next. Of course, the problem with it is that as soon as you get down there, then it starts rolling you under the water, so you can't breathe, and that's the wrong way to do it, in my opinion. You need to do the breathing stuff. So I'm going to put some greens in here as well. I got a couple of greens that we're going to put. I'm looking for the pencil sharpener that I'm holding in my other hand here, and I was looking for a sharpener for this pencil. That's not having your hands do teamwork. You know what I mean? Like, that is not teamwork. So, so this surface is much, much nicer. This paper, it's a fancier rag. It's a black rag paper like a Stonehenge. And, it's a lovely thing to draw on. So this is testing out an idea here. And I thought I would draw it on the black surface. But this is testing out an idea that may well work for the suggestion I got from Afka in the Netherlands. So thank you again, Afka for the suggestion. Got that scritchy, scratchy old man voice kicking in here. So, I'm glad you came out for a bit. So, yeah, that's RuPaul. So let's put some more color up here in this guy. So I'm going to come over the white mist in the air, and we're going to put some more clouds and stuff in here. But I just want to start putting this guy in here, getting this going in our picture. So this means with the StreamYard, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't informed this part. StreamYard, because I have not purchased a StreamYard membership again, I have used up my StreamYard time. And it says, you're done for this month. So I'm either going to, and I found that out at about 11 o'clock. So I'm either going to buy StreamYard or I'm going to figure something else out, because I can't have people join us here on the U of Tubes. Again, it's there's limitations because of membership numbers, right? It's all about wanting you to spend more money. It's not about all these. I hear these YouTube personalities that complain about, how YouTube's ripping them off and stuff, and it's just a platform. It's literally just a platform. It's not something that you can plan to pay your mortgage with. Well, I mean, maybe if I was doing makeup demonstrations or something, those seem to have lots of numbers. But that's not why we're here. We're here to try to show some approaches to doing things, and trying to present some ways and means from people to express stories and explore this whole wonder of creation that we live in. This things like waterfalls and bugs and hot dogs and skateboards. Oh, and panda bears. and everything else. So I'm going to put in a couple of little... Oh, that is excellent. Did you see that? Look at this. Have you ever had this happen to you with a lead pencil? Okay, the whistling might be me, but I can't use that guy. That's fun, though. I'm living on the air in Cincinnati. Cincinnati, WKRP. That's dating myself. So I'm putting little details in other colors to start to develop the land around the falls here, and yeah. So I'm going to put some details in our foreground and some bushes and stuff. Now, honestly, the view from the Canadian side, this is the Canadian Falls. The American Falls is about this big on that side. I may well draw that in too, but the Canadian side is really developed. That has this entire walkway along the top of the falls and all of these things. Now there's skyline or zip line things you can do, and all kinds of... It's becoming I've always thought of like Niagara Falls as our kind of like what do you call this? There's cities in the United States that has Pacific City or something like that. It's gambling places and Marie Tussauds wax museums and this is what Niagara Falls is in Canada. It's as close to that as we've really got. It's like a Vegas, and so ziplining over the falls and stuff makes complete sense to me. I mean, I'm surprised they've not made some kind of giant artificial pyramid there because they're crazy. Okay, so I put the green in so that as I lay this blue down, that green's going to show through, and then we're going to start adding some whites in here as well. So I'm going to put, I'm going to have to sharpen this pencil again. That's what I'm going to do. Maybe I'll just see if I got another one that's the same value. I do. That's a Prismacolor that just decided to say, I don't want to work anymore. So I'm coming through here and I'm putting in little currents, little eddies in the water and the like. So I'm enjoying being back now on the U of Tubes, and it hasn't been a month yet. Well, tell us after you've been here for a month, Chris. Since my time away, and so I'm enjoying being back. And thank you everybody for being so welcoming and appreciate it. I've got all kinds of stuff planned. I set a camera up in the library for us to start shooting talks. Lori and I sitting in the library talking about books, and Lori and I sitting in the library and talking about her journey as she's reading a book about understanding the creative weirdo that you're married to. And, or whatever. This book is called, What's Wrong with Your Husband? Maybe not. Linda says, that's coming along very nicely. We're glad you're back. Oh, it's very nice. Yeah, thank you. Even if I do things like this. Hi there. Come on, that's too fun. So I hope you can see it coming together now. Having the underlying black value in the piece is a little bit liberating. And the reason it is because, it's already there. Sometimes there's a fear in putting black lines into compositions because it can be so very overpowering. And when you start working on black paper and you're just trying to pull the light out of things, it's that sting is gone. That anxiety about, oh, I'm gonna put black lines in and it's gonna be crazy. That doesn't necessarily exist in the same way. But then, yeah, of course, when you go over things like I've done here, you still got to crisp up some of your blacks. So it's a give and take. So I got a couple of these prepackaged things that I carry around. And so what this has in it is a bunch of, there's white Fudenosuke, black Fudenosuke, soft and hard tips. And then there's these Studio and Microns. And I've got some of these pencil crayons. So I'm going to get this kit out of here. So these are little travel kits. I have a second one that I also have, which has ink, a loaded ink brush. It has a Pilot Parallel that I love using, a fountain pen. There's some nice light pencils that we're going to put to work here, and China markers, pencil crayons, white ink. These are handy to have and to carry around like that. So, okay, so I'm going to come back in here and we're going to put a little bit of crisp distinction in here. A little nice couple lines, little pointy details that we lost in our smudging approach. Hi, Liz. Hi, y'all. And then I'm going to come through here and I'm going to put a couple little sharp edges again as well. So here's our falls coming together here. And then a couple little bits of land sticking out there. When you look down from the side of the falls, this as you see the drop from here to here, it goes all the way around on the Canadian side like that. And it's crazy. I'm not one for heights, let's say. And yet, it's so neat, so compelling to look over there and go, oh, it's pretty. So this is yet another green that I'm using. This one I can actually tell you the color. Are you ready? Light green. Ugh. How's that something, as somebody handed out, and this is like such a school teacher thing to do. He handed out toothpicks and he put color on the ends of them. And so he had us each pick one and the same, like the people that have the same color as you, you're going to do something as a group. And I was laughing so hard. Just because that's such a basic thing. I saved the toothpick. It's in one of those containers. Very basic. So I'm going to put a couple of little light hits up in here. So as soon as I get, so ideally for Monday, I'm going to have that be other camera set up and overhead so that I will be able to take it off there and give a studio tour. What are these? Sorry I'm late getting here. I just watched a cool video about cool colors, warm colors, tint, and what the heck is the other word? Shade. Shades. So let's take a look and see if it's on the board. Ding, 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 ding. Now I get to get kissed by Richard Dawson. So here's trying to more clearly define what's going on up at the top there. And, you know, we're having some fun. Where is it? There it is. Get over here. And I'm going to put a little bit of white pencil in there to clearly define the water line, top of the falls. Shade, yeah. And then we'll start putting some of the water spray as it's coming down here. Hopefully this is looking like a waterfall. So with the oil Sharpie is where I've been doing this blending effect. We'll do some more of that in a second. But first, let's get some of these bits of water going over the edge. Yeah, Linda says that's Niagara Falls on the Canadian side. Good. That looks like it. Thank you. And there's really nothing here. It's undeveloped. It's kind of allows nature to do its thing. It'll be, I'm trying to think of how long it'll be, something 50, 100 years, unless they do something that the American Falls that's on this side will disappear. I need to work with the pencil crayons, but they look very cool on the black paper. Oh, thanks, Liz. Yeah, it's you got to have a paper that's got a good catch to it, like a good surface to it. And then it's pressure. You got to apply some pressure this way. You can't, if you're just going to do soft blending over it, it's not going to pick up as well. Okay, so here's some of the intention for the edge now of the, I know what you're thinking. You mean the guy from that band? No, the edge of the water. Boy, people, come on. And then we'll have some of that in here as well. So some of these areas where I left these black spots was fully with the intent to have that tooth there, so I could start filling in some with the white. So, yeah, and then there'll be all kinds of little directional movements with the water. But this is so lively. I've seen some paintings that people have done in the falls, and this is just one flat color, and I'm like, nope. Because when you watch it, you're just so taken by this beautiful array of values and tones, and it doesn't matter what time of year it is, it's always like that. Which is really kind of cool. So now I'm going to be a little bit sneaky. Now there are some rocks in the base of this thing that, of course, have been exposed over time from the falls eroding everything else away. So when you're doing the bottom of the waterfall, you want to make sure that you can see those. We're going to get into the clouds in the sky and stuff like that too in a second, but let's just start defining where those are in the mist. Just cutting those in. I haven't put a little boat, there's no Maid of the Mist in here. But they're there. They're always there. Maybe we'll put one here in the front. Those brave, mad souls go right under the falls. Want to go and get water splashed in their face. There's a great scene in there's tours that go in behind the water too. There's a great scene in Last of the Mohicans where, in order to hide from this other tribe that's chasing our main characters, they hide behind a waterfall. Well, that's a great idea, that is. It's a beautiful visual too. So that's coming together. And then of course the water is all trailing off over here. So we'll extend our picture a little bit in a second, but just having fun. I just want to have some fun. Okay, so this guy, this old Prismacolor here is, boy oh boy, I've given it a workout. It's getting down to the bottom. My paper is shifting because I have so many sheets on it. Okay, that's better. Oh, there we go. Ladies are talking. So we've got a good bead started. I'm just making a guideline for myself. So there's also a walkway that goes up on that side to get down in the boat, and there's a walkway that goes up this side to get down in the boat. Actually, I think it goes that way. But it's just nutty that, so many people are compelled to go and see the majesty of this thing. Love it. It's very humble. It's always like, oh, thank you everybody for coming out. I appreciate it. It's very nice, you guys all. Thank you. But it says in waterfall, so it just sounds like that, and nobody speaks that, so. So I'm just throwing the blue up in a little farther. Oh, I talked about drawing a boat, and I just completely escaped my mind. So I'm just throwing this light blue in here, and we'll add some green to it. Maybe that's where we'll call it an ending to our falls. Now, I gotta maybe put the American Falls in. If we're gonna draw it over this far, and it's about here, I think. So here's our falls, and let's get, so this is where the water's coming from, this way and that way. Now, sky. Let's do this one. Let's do the sky. So I hope everybody's had a good week. I hope that all the undertakings that you've been up to are working out. I know that a lot of people are really studying some different things right now. Perspective and media and things like that. And if there's any way I can help, let me know. Skill testing questions like, Christopher, what? Yeah, so, or other questions. So I'm putting in the clouds. Again, I'm not necessarily drawing all back here, because we're going to put more mist on that sucker in a second. But it's really interesting and really compelling to see the things that people are doing. And if there's anybody I'm not following and you want to be followed, let me know, because as soon as I get on there, and I don't know what is with me lately. I think I'm getting old, and I walked. I cooked chili in crock pots last night, and so I washed them, and they're all dry this morning, and I went down to put it in our pantry, and as I'm walking, and I was wanting to grab my cup off my desk. Which cup? I'm glad you asked. I'll show you. This cup. All right. And ridiculous. And I went and got my cup, and then I walked back to the stairs and realized I'm still holding this crock pot. And our pantry is right there at the stairs. I'm like, why have I carried this to the studio and back? What is wrong with me? So, starting to wonder, oh boy. So I signed a really cool book out of the library about contagions, or how things are contagious, and it's not just talking about the epidemiology of viruses. It's talking about ideas and movements and polity and all kinds of different things. It's really kind of cool. So I'm really enjoying that. And then I'm also reading a book called Secrets to Infinity, which has lots of pictures. And but it's all about different interpretive ways of trying to understand infinity. It's kind of fun. I'm enjoying it. Gotta keep the mind active. Gotta keep that noggin of yours moving. Gotta keep things hopping. So I'm going to continue up the side now of the falls a little bit. So I'm really letting the black show through in areas where, just to give this real differentiation between the water and the area around it. Just washed out, you know. But it lets the focus go where we want it. Then it says, "Hi everybody in the balcony." Yeah, so I walked around with a crock pot in my arms there for whatever reason. And I mean, that makes sense if you're putting stuff in it. But if you just got to put it back, what are you doing? Put the crock pot down, back away. Just back away. So I'm putting in just the brightest kind I got. Maybe this kid. Oh, yeah. Nope. So I'm putting these, I need to get a lighter value in here to separate what's going on with these little bushes from the area in behind. Anyways, the Artcasters Award thing was really great last night. It was a lot of fun. 500 episodes, 10 plus years, I think. It's funny, they had guests on that had no idea how many times they'd appeared on. They had Scott circling every Halloween. Don't tell anybody that I'm letting you in on the secret, but he steps aside so that somebody can show up as a special guest on the show. And if you haven't seen the Halloween episode where Scott isn't there, but Vincent Price is, it's fantastic. You know, all kinds of other characters and stuff, but that Vincent Price, man, oh man, good, fun stuff. Anyone seen the post of guys being asked, "You're stranded on an island. Would you rather a dog or a woman?" I'd rather be on the island with my wife. Also, I'm not a dog guy. makes that really easy for me. Coming in a second with another color too. Just because this isn't popping enough to my liking. And again, we're still going to come in and add more mist to this sucker too, so if you're like, "Come on, man, I like my waterfalls to be misty." What are you doing there, Jack? So if you haven't tried drawing on black paper, please do so. It's it makes you really look at things in a very different way, you know, and it really encourages you to understand light and how light works with things, you know. All the guys except one said a dog. Well, enjoy that relationship, fellas. But I'm telling you, your time on that island is going to be rough. So, what are you going to do? You're going to say, boy, we've survived 3 months on this island. You know, how are you feeling about things? Do you have any thoughts of what we could do next to make our lives here better? No, no. That's not. Yeah, that's not going to happen. You might as well have Scooby-Doo. Chris is back. The one who said the woman said if he was responsible to keep the dog or woman alive, he'd feel worse if the dog died. Oh, these people are meatheads. I just read a piece by C.S. Lewis, and he has a lot of really lovely things to say in it, but he also has really meatballish things to say of, man from the 1930s who doesn't understand that it's, women are people too, maybe. It's really disappointing, some of that. It really made me go, why do we care about this guy? Okay, so I'm going to come in here and just a couple little noodles. Just a couple of little light pinches in there just to try to pop that out a little bit more. Boink, boink. Once you pop, I can't remember how the rest of that goes. Hey, maybe somebody can fill this in for me. Has anybody ever heard this song? Do you know the way? I can't remember the rest of it, but if anybody knows what that song is, let me know. Maybe I'm getting a little picky here with my marks, but let's get some more clouds up in the sky here. These are good clouds. This is, hey, guess what? We're going to rain. It's not those kind of clouds. So the blue being down first, as I'm putting the white down, I'm not trying to do it with a pointed tip. I'm doing it on the side so we can get a less crisp application. Because the only time that clouds really have shapes is when you look at them lying on your back in the grass and you're like, is that a bunny? Aside from that, though, or when you're on a long drive and you're so bored and you look out the window and go, that one looks like a robot. I'm having a nap. Tell me when we get there. Okay, so, yeah, this is coming together okay. Chris says, I think I've heard that song before. It's one of those songs where, the title is the word I didn't, the two words I didn't say. It's like that song that Tom Jones covered up that Prince wrote. I just want your extra time and your... I can't remember the rest of it. Yeah, that's right. I like music to annoy people with. So let's see if this guy wants to contribute at this point. So this is ink. Look at him working. Look at him doing it, chap. So I'm just filling in some of our... Oh, I'll have to call you back in a sec, John. So here's the fools coming together now. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put the mist on, and then after that I'm immediately going to do... I might do a little bit of spatter in here too before that, but I wanted to do this light brushing over. Squeezing some more ink down in there, just to get some of these little bits of agua. And we'll have that wash out a little bit as we go farther away. It's a washout, folks. And then the last thing to do is to come in with the this. I think I'm going to end up eventually drawing the Niagara Falls, but we'll see. Let's see what the day looks like. All right, so we've got, now we're going to have to put the American side here. I'm just trying to think of how far away is that. Let me see. So I've got, this is how I do my resource images. So I'm looking at all of these and picking out things to try to interpret on a larger level. And let's see if this one's bigger. Oh, it's way over there. Okay, so we don't even need that thing. All right, well, we don't need that now. So this is our green area. So we'll just fill all this in. It's because it's much farther over. I thought it was closer than this. So this means I don't have to worry about doing some mist and stuff over here as well. So we're just doing the Canadian side. Not because of patriotism or any of that tribalist stuff, just because I ran out of paper. I'll move this over a little bit though so you can see the scribbly doodle there. Let's see. I'm supposed to be working, now I'm singing in my mind. I just went out of the office to catch up. Class is starting 1 hour, so I'm getting the material ready. The white ink's really good on the black cardboard. It really is. Is that Niagara Falls? Yes. Canadian side. If you listen really closely, you can hear it go, eh? So, like this bank that's over here, I'm just putting in some shapes to draw the eye down to the water. This was me starting to think that I might do some rocks, but we'll see what we do. We'll see what happens. I was watching some comedy with a friend of mine last night, and I'm trying to think if it was Mitch Hedberg or if it was Stuart Francis. I think it's Mitch Hedberg that said that an escalator is the only thing that when it stops working, it's still technically working. It's just less convenient. Such a great. We put a sign on it. I'm sorry, this escalator is now being serviced as stairs. It's such a great way to look at it. Somebody said, and then there's a Stuart Francis joke that went, I was thinking a lot about how I could become a better, what is it? I was thinking a lot about how I could be a better athlete, at the Frisbee park. And then it hit me. I like Frisbee humor. I like any joke that you can throw from the hip. Good heavens. Stop it. Just stop it. Stop it. So we're making this up as we go, but I think the idea is there. Is this the color that I used for the sky? Yep. Maybe not. I thought it was. Let's try this crazy kid. Ah, well, more clouds. So, yeah, we're cooking. We're cooking on this one, folks. Now I'm going to come tighten this up around the edge of the area in behind here. But for the time being, yeah, I think we got the Niagara Falls coming again in there. Okay, so has anybody got any thoughts or questions? So take this as the same green that I did over here to put some value in to the green space in our background here, without it having to be too distinct. And then like my Frisbee joke. Not mine, it's Stuart Francis. He comes out in one of his British appearances, says, "Ladies and gentlemen, it's an absolute pleasure and an honor for you to be able to watch me tonight, and I hope that you appreciate how special that is." I think he's the guy who sang "Why Do Fools Fall in Love?" I can't remember what it was, but Stuart Francis in the 60s had, when he was a teenager, he had a hit song, a hit pop song. I mean, he's, oh boy, 70s, 80s, if he's still with us right now. Like, he's not a young comic, but he's amazingly brilliant for remembering all these one-liner jokes. He's got one joke that, it's funny, but it's, I can't remember. I'm trying to think of what it was specifically, but he says, I can't remember the lead in, but the joke is basically that There's lots of families here tonight, lots of moms and dads and the kids, and I don't have any parents of that I'm aware of. What does that mean? So here's just giving it a little bit more distinct separation from there to there. So, okay, last couple things put in on the side, and then in we go with the mist. Where I had the white paint and really kick off some of the value pops. So this is trying to capture some of this over here now. And then, away we go. Okay, so this is the Sharpie oil-based paint marker. Love the clouds. Thanks, Linda. So what I did earlier was that I would apply some of the paint here, and then I would blend it out with my fingertip. And so it does in this, yeah, I get X amount on my fingertip, but it also gets this sort of really nice destabilized, misty kind of a vibe. So this is why I didn't really draw back in here, is that I knew we were going to come over with more misty clouds. So finger painting, as Chris calls it. So what kind of a special tool did you use for making those marks, Christopher? I use my finger. Yeah, so where did you purchase that? It was at the end of my hand, and I wasn't doing anything else, so I put it to work. Hey, fill in that spot. What are you doing? Wah, 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 wah. This part is really being persnickety. So now we're doing the same thing along the sides here. So hopefully this helps to establish concretely all the spray and mist and whatnot in the whole area here. And so this is down where those rocks were that I was talking about earlier. So I want to make sure I've got a solid bead behind them, but then we're gonna okay, so now we've got some more mist down here in this lower area, just along the base. And then around the side. So this is where I'm putting in some crisp whites now to help move the eye around and draw the attention into the center. You know, where the foam gathers and whatnot in a little current. Yeah, okay. That's coming together. So I think this is the first part of the page for Efke in the Netherlands. Canada, Netherlands, Sister Love. So now I'm dragging the lines around, thinning them out a little bit as I go, softening them out as the water settles as it comes away from the area of the falls. All right. Maybe look up a little bumps in the clouds too, and that's the first picture for Afka's page. Just to give a little more shape to the Beth Schuler says, this is beautiful. Hi, Beth, welcome aboard. That's very nice, yeah. So here's just giving a little more punch to the clouds above the falls. And we'll go over here on this side too. This finger is perpetually white for the rest of the day, I think, this fingertip. Just moving our way across. So we've built up all of this area, a little bit of misty area at the start, and then we built up all of our colors in here around the falls, and then we've added some mist back at the end, but just enough so that you can still see the rocks, the base of the falls, oh, and some fingerprints. And now we're just finishing off our last little highlight areas in the clouds, and then I think that's it. That's it for this panel. So I had suggested that today I would be talking about basics of how to draw a comic book, and what I've ended up doing is doing a drawing on black paper of Niagara Falls. So we'll talk about some basic stuff tomorrow. How's that? Deal? Deal! So last couple lines. Some of the rock face in here. Just seeing if I have another brown. Will you show up? Yes, good. This is actually a drawing brown, a non-photo brown for drawing with. There we go. Okay, so Niagara Falls. I love the blending in the color. Thanks, Beth. Thanks everyone for giving Christopher a thumbs up. Hey. Paul says, is this from imagination or reference? Well, I do the thumbnail thing, right? where I've got all of my pictures, that like this, and so I pick and choose parts of all these little thumbnails. Like, see, you can see the mist in there, and you can see the color of the green in there, and you can see the rough regular. This is almost the go-to image of the falls, right? See, same thing there, right? And I had a hard time remembering how close the American Falls were, and I thought they were like right there, but they're not. They're on the other side of this hill, so I ain't got enough paper for it. But there's, Paul says it looks amazing. Thanks, Paul. And it says it looks 3D. Lovely. Oh, well, that's very nice, everybody. Okay, so here's our first panel for the page from the suggestion from Afka Chris from the Netherlands. Canada, sister, love. The Netherlands are the three words that I'm working from. And it's about twin sisters that, other side of the world. Really wonderful. So there we go. So I'll get this scanned and incorporate it on that page. And I haven't forgot, this will be posted for tomorrow. I will finish this page off here. So sort of both still fantastic. Thanks, Paul. So this is what we're drawing in these brush markers. And this is from a suggestion from Chris K. of Tsukumogami. Terrible. Which is about spirits and objects. And so the image pattern on this vase is coming out the side, and I've tried to insinuate eyes. And it's going to be saying, "Psst, hey, Larry, wake up." And I've drawn the background in with just this one value, so that you understand the context, but your focus is not towards the environment around. I really want you to pay attention to those two elements. So that's why we spend our time, drawing those in with some of these markers. So this is what I'll have finished for posting for tomorrow. And maybe we'll do some more of this page as well tomorrow. I got lots of pages on the go right now to finish off and put out. The mixed media thing that we did yesterday, my intention, or I keep saying tomorrow, I mean Monday. So this piece that I did with a brush pen, just 1 second, please, is and the brush markers and the ink and the paint. This page is posted today. So, okie dokie. All right, so thanks, folks, for coming and hanging out. I hope this, this helped out. This gave you some ideas about how to go about drawing on black, and we'll do a little bit more. But if you've got a suggestion for a one-page story, let me know. And otherwise, I want everybody to have a fantastic weekend, a wonderful Family Day weekend here in Canada. It might be in the States, I don't know. Or wherever else you might be. If it's not, call your family anyways. All right, that's it for me, folks. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming out. Thanks very much for the moderators, the mostest. And I appreciate you guys spending some time with me. I will be back Monday, 12 noon EST. Okay, I hope to see you then. Bye for now.